Ultimately, man should not ask what the meaning of life is, but rather he must recognize that it is he who is asked. Meaning, man actually should not always be asking and searching for the meaning of life of himself and also for happiness, excitement, purpose, ambition, and many other things that are crucial, fundamental, critical for his growth, learning, progress in the external world and outside premises and the other people's actions, ambitions, desires, possessions, success. But the real answers to almost everything that's critical, crucial, fundamental, imperative to a man's character, growth, learning, progress lies always within and inside of himself in his actions, psyche, psychology, and behaviors that concern and relate to himself and himself only and not the others. Others can only actually provide us with misjudgment, misconduct, misdirection, and they can also subject us to constant corruption, untrustworthiness, betrayal, rejection, or other bad behaviors that we obviously should not be given and that we also always don't deserve on the basis of our qualities, virtue, and reciprocity of energy towards others. But the external world is essentially and fundamentally cruel and evil because it cannot tolerate growth, learning, authenticity, ambition, and other qualities and virtues of a particular man, and that's why it harms him, hurts his character, so that he gives up and settles for less and little as he can. But obviously, when a man is no longer able to change circumstances and situations, he has to change himself, and he also changes himself because he should and must change himself for answers, ambitions, purposes. That's how it works. And when it comes to meaning, then meaning always lies within ourselves, and happiness also in our attitude, actions, behaviors, relationships, particularly with ourselves and not necessarily with others. So, if we're able to execute virtuous action, moral behavior all the time in our character, then we will be able to be happy, prosperous, purposeful, ambitious all the time. If we are able to make ourselves the center and source of our happiness, growth, learning, prosperity, then there will be no shortage of meaning, growth, purpose, ambition in our lives that we had to search for them in the external world, outside society, and other people's judgments, acceptance, approval, opinions, but within ourselves only. So obviously, ultimately, a man should never be asking the meaning of life of the others or of himself, but is the question that is asked of the person or the man himself that has been given life and that is living, experiencing, observing, failing, succeeding as something or another, that he ultimately understands what the meaning of life is because he is living it. So that's how it becomes.